What's up guys, this is Lesky, and for today's video, I'll be showing you guys this new build that I created in FIFA 23 Pro Clubs. It's not based off of any certain player, just a custom build that I think works great as a striker or winger. I mostly used it in a two-striker formation as a secondary forward, and it was a lot of fun to use. I made this build based on the three perks that I have on it: Skill Dribbler, Active First Touch, and Poacher, which I'll get into more detail later. But first, take a look at some of the clips my teammate and I got while using this build. One of my favorite things about this build is its versatility as an attacker, and a big reason for that is the position it's listed at. I have this as a right mid. You can also be a left mid. It does not matter. They'll have the exact same stats, but this will help get some well-rounded attributes on the build. The height I chose is 5'10", and then the weight 99 pounds. You can go anywhere in between 99 pounds and 119 pounds for the weight. Once you go over 119, the attributes will change. I'm right-footed for this build, but that's up to you guys. And then back to the height, if you want to be a little bit taller on this build, especially if you're going to be using it as like a solo striker, you can try 6 foot. The stats will be a little bit different on the skill tree, but it won't make much of a difference. You'll just be a little bit taller, and maybe that'll help just winning those aerial battles. So you can try 6 foot on this build if you'd like. Let's go on over to the perks. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I created this build based on these 3 perks that I have on it. So what that means when it comes to the skill tree and allocating those skill points, you see that I have Skill Dribbler and Active First Touch for the first 2 perks. And what these perks do is give you a lot of dribbling upgrades. There's a spreadsheet out there that tells you the exact upgrades each perk gives you. So I looked at that spreadsheet when making this build. And when it comes to the dribbling page, I didn't go for a ton of dribbling upgrades because I know the exact upgrades that these perks give you. So there's really no point of wasting a lot of skill points by upgrading the agility and the dribbling stats really high when the perks are already gonna do that. So that's what I'm talking about with that. And then it's the same when it comes to the Poacher perk. Like, we don't have a ton of shooting upgrades, but the Poacher perk, every time you take a shot inside the box, it'll upgrade a lot of these shooting attributes, a good amount. And then most of the shooting stats on this build, because of this perk, when you're taking a shot inside the box, will be in the mid to high 90s, which is quite amazing. So again, the perks that I have on this build are Skill Dribbler, Active First Touch, and Poacher. And I wouldn't really suggest using any other perks on this build because, like I just said, these perks are meant to be on this build. Let's head on over to the skill tree. For the physicals on this build, you'll see that I have a lot of upgrades. We have 80 jumping, 95 stamina, 80 strength, 99 reactions, and 80 aggression. I completely maxed out the stamina and reactions on this build. And one alternative, if you don't really care for the extra stamina, you can take off the acrobat archetype, still have 90 stamina. And then what I do with some of those skill points is put it on jumping so you can maintain that 80 jumping. But then you'll have 6 skill points you can put somewhere else on the build. And I'd suggest putting that either on long shots, because that's probably like the worst shooting stat on this build, or passing if you want to upgrade the passing some more. So you could do that. But I do like the extra stamina. You can run and sprint all over the place. You can even come back on defense. And especially for me, I like to dribble and do a lot of skill moves. That will drain your stamina a good amount. So make sure to get all the reactions upgrades right here. There's 4 different parts that you need to get for the 99 reactions. And then I also went for some aggression upgrades just to get that to 80. It looks really nice, and you can kind of feel the aggression kicking in And this build is a lot stronger than people think it is when they come up against it. You can definitely body some defenders and hold them off while you're dribbling. With this dribbling page, you'll see that there is not a lot of upgrades, and I didn't even go for an archetype, and that's because of the 2 dribbling perks we have on this build, Skill Dribbler and Active First Touch. The spreadsheet says that Skill Dribbler will give you a plus 15 agility, ball control, dribbling, and balance boost. So if we add plus 15 to all of these stats we have on the skill tree, this build will have 99 dribbling. And then Active First Touch says it will give you plus 15 agility, ball control, and then a plus 15 acceleration and sprint speed boost. So it'll upgrade some of the dribbling stats, and then it'll upgrade your pace. And that says it'll kick in when approaching the ball, and it'll last for 15 seconds, while Skill Dribbler will just kick in while you are dribbling and have the ball at your feet. So I hope that wasn't too confusing, and hopefully next year they make it a little bit easier on us, actually showing the upgrades that each perk gives us, and maybe giving us like an overall view of the actual build, like combining the perk stats with what we have on the skill tree. I think that would be a great addition. The passing stats on this build aren't anything too crazy. We have 82 vision, 85 crossing, 75 long pass, 82 short pass, and the best stat is the 88 curve. I really like upgrading the curve. It'll help for your passes, but also your shots, like adding more bend to your finesse shots or your outside the foot shots. It'll help a lot. If you want to take off the acrobat archetype or the skill moves, you could put some of those skill points on short pass, long pass, crossing, vision. It's really up to you. I went for the 5-star weak foot on this build, and then I got both of the archetypes. And even with all these upgrades, the shooting stats aren't that amazing. And that's mostly because this build is listed as a right mid, left mid, and they don't have the best base shooting stats. But with the poacher perk on this build, a lot of these shooting attributes will be upgraded when taking a shot inside the box. The spreadsheet says it gives you a plus 10 shot power boost, so that'll be bumped to 99. Plus 10 heading, that'll go up to 93. And then plus 15 finishing and plus 15 volleys, which are both at 84 right now. But with the plus 15, that'll be 99 on both of those categories. The weakest thing about this shooting page on this build is the long shots, only 80. But really, you don't need that great of long shots this year to make them. I actually did make a long shot with this build. The pace on this build is 93 acceleration and 92 sprint speed. But with active first touch, at times you'll have max sprint speed. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know in the comments if you give this build a try, what you think of it. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then don't forget to hit that subscribe button on my channel. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.